Welcome back to the podcast. Joel, Sal here with details. It's been a minute.
It's number 6, number 7.
I don't know. I think it is 6 or 6, maybe 6. I think 6. 2024 now. Hope everybody's year is going well. How's your year going, Sal? How's it?
It's been all right. Weather's been coming down, so relaxing. Feet have been up.
It's nice to have a little time off. It's been a crazy 2024 so far. A lot of good stuff, a lot of stuff coming up. If you've noticed, we haven't put out too much content. It's funny because our last schooling one-on-one training? Mm-hmm. One of the students, he comes in, he goes, I was just wondering, I think he kind of may have had doubts about the training, prior to coming in, which I think everybody kind of, you're spending a lot of money. Whenever you're spending X amount of money, you should be kind of cautious on what you're spending it on. You know what I mean? So, but he was asking, there was one guy that traveled from our last class pretty far, and he was just like, I'm kind of wanting to see if it was worth it, how his business is doing. I haven't seen him posting lately. And well, the response was,
he's been busy.
When you're busy, you're not posting stuff, like, especially when you're first feeling that big boom in your business, because when the business is young, you got to do that every day, because everything you show is credibility. Everything you show is longevity, consistency. You're pretty much putting your work on display for people to see publicly. So, you want as much on there as possible so people get a good idea of your business and yourself and your work.
And you get to a point where that's not priority anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or your time, maybe your time is better utilized somewhere else. Maybe your resource management has to go somewhere else. Maybe you have, maybe you're working on something outside of detailing, or something detailing related, but it could be a sub part of the business.
And he took the school and training, so maybe he figured out that his clients were coming from Instagram as much as he thought.
Yeah, maybe he found the source of, where most of his clientele's coming from. Maybe he started a tracking system that we always, we preach things like this. And when you start to find areas in your business that need help, that's when the schooling and training them comes in, and it's just kind of like, okay, I know what to do in that situation. So
he did the risk assessment and says, I don't need to put no love in Instagram right now.
Yeah.
Something that could fall right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He had probably, I'm sure whatever he's doing right.
Because I just spoke to him 2 weeks ago and he said business is booming.
Yeah.
So.
And he's been posting more now, but you could tell he's, and the weather where he's at is a lot colder. So you're not trying to mess around out in that cold any longer than you have to. So I know my man's getting this, getting his business out there. So, but yeah, it's, people assume, oh, you must not be busy. You know what I mean? If you're not posting anything, actually, it's for us. It gets to the point in your business, where it's the opposite. Unless you have a dedicated team, that's coming in and posting stuff. Maybe stock photos or maybe promotional stuff or design work. You know what I mean? Something like that. Postings, those are always good to kind of throw in the mix. But for the most part, you not being present on social media at a certain point, if you're not looking for any more growth at that time, it's not a bad idea to, if you feel like you need to take it easy, take it easy. You know what I mean? There becomes a point where it doesn't have to be necessary every day. Because it's time consuming. You could be doing something else more. If you need to do that at the beginning, do it.
Everyone's going to be different on this one.
Yeah.
That's all come down to you and your business and how you run.
Yeah. Some people are like all about the Instagram, but for me, what I start to see it with social media is it hits for different businesses on different platforms. And nobody knows which one is going to pop off. You know what I mean? So like a lot of the guys will tell you, that do the SEO or that are in, digital marketing, they'll say, if one has more attention, that's the one you need to be paying the most attention to. That's the one you need to be working because that's your biggest audience. You know what I mean? But maybe there might be some other metrics in there that are, you know what I mean, a little bit different. Maybe you're getting a different demographic from one of your other sources, you know what I mean, that you really like, or a certain type of vehicle, or maybe a certain location. You know what I mean? So there's reasons why we still have our Facebook. I'm never on it, but you know
it serves its purpose.
Yes, it does. And when people need us, it's there. But yeah, just, you know what I mean? You don't have to put everything on your social media, you know what I mean? Every day when you get to that point. But yeah, speaking of social media, another one of our colleagues got upgraded their logo.
Oh yes. Oh, man, that thing is looking fresh.
Yeah, so RIP to OC Auto Detailing, and say hello to Surface. Check this out. Yeah, so we went from this to this. You know, this is what the Schooling Them training does for your business. When we talk about your business, we're not just talking about the basics of your business. We're talking about everything about your business, the presence of your business.
It's kind of hard to grasp if you're not there. I mean, it's very hard to explain if you're not there yet. Yeah, but you're pretty much putting a representation of yourself out there, you know, and depending on how you want to deliver that, you know what I mean? There's a best way to do it.
Yes, there's different ways of doing it. There's, like everything else, there's a cheap way, there's an expensive way, you know what I mean? There's a wrong way, there's a right way, there's, you know what I mean?
There's always a better way.
Yes. And we try to preach peak performance in everything that you do, all aspects of it, business, technique, customer service, branding, marketing, all of it, guys, all of it. If this is what you're looking for, if this is what your business needs, you know, hit us up, put it in the comments. We'll get you taken care of. Under the details umbrella, we have consulting and design. So shout out to Surface Detailing.
He took that and ran with that one.
Yeah, Ronnie did his thing on that one. So shout out to Heavy Creative and Surface out there, Schooling Them alumni. And Ronnie also being a keynote speaker at the Schooling Them training. Yeah, so 2024, man. So big things. We got some exciting stuff in the works.
Do we let them know where we're going?
Yeah, we let them know.
We're going out to San Diego here over the weekend. We're going to do some training. Let them know the training we're going to. Yeah, we're going to the Owner's Pride training. It's going to be at OCD, Official California Detailing in San Diego, January 27th to 28th in San Diego. Yeah, there's going to be some good guys there, man. So there's going to be a lot of good education, and we talk about our training a lot, but understand this too, guys. There's more than one way to learn. There's so many different experiences as a business owner that you're going to encounter, or maybe not even have to encounter, because you're getting training and you're getting knowledge from somebody else that has maybe gone through something that you don't have to go through, or they're going to teach you something that can be a shortcut, or you're just going to get some ongoing mentorship, create memories, be around like-minded individuals. All these things are important for your development. All these things are important for your business. All of these things, in my experience, are good for your soul. I like learning. I feel accomplished when I learn, when I develop new things, new skills, meet new people, you know what I mean? Vibe with good people. We like to have fun. We like to laugh. Hearing all the stories and the different strategies that people use, it's fun.
It's really fun. It
excites me.
Yeah. Even in our training, when the guys tell us things that they do, it excites us because we're like, okay, we got to throw that in the mix, or you know what I mean? So
we're excited to go out there because these guys, we believe that they have some value, and that's what everything comes down to, guys, is value, understanding what value you're gonna get. We're gonna get so much value out of this training. We don't know specifically what we're gonna learn or but we know there's gonna be some gems,
yes.
And we know there's gonna be some things that we can utilize. And this is the type of enthusiasm that we kind of try to, try to keep as entrepreneurs, because you keep that enthusiasm, you're constantly growing, you're constantly being creative, you're constantly pushing your boundaries, your limits. We set our 2024 goals, and it's just like, we've already opened up so many things from the previous couple of years of goal setting. Now it's like, going so many different ways, and it's really, really exciting. We're just talking about the team in general and the growth within the team, that most people don't see, and you probably won't,
Right.
It takes a while to develop, but it's there. There's a lot of things behind scenes that's being done in different ways, in different stages.
Yes, and you're being a part of it and seeing it happen. You don't really, I guess, appreciate it until you step. Like, I guess we were talking about it today, and we, I guess, kind of we both appreciate it really, like what we're doing, what we're part of, who's behind us, who's with us.
Yeah, and how truly excited we are to keep progressing.
It just all goes to control too.
Yeah,
We built the system all through process, and we made sure we have control of every aspect. And as we have our control gets closer, tighter on things, we're able to go and put another control out there, figure out another control of what we got to grab on. And right now, the detailing part is, again, it's not
it's held down to where we know, and we've gone, as we tested this summer, how lean we can actually go and really focus elsewhere, which some people would have said that's a really dumb idea. To tell your business to make a risk and say, hey, let's see how lean we can go. Let's see if we cut out 25%, 30%, 40% of the work load, and see from there where we can grow, where we could better utilize our time. You know what I mean? Like, you may come into a crossroads in your business where you're like, okay, maybe I gotta drop this dude off my team. You may have a team of 4 people, and through proper training, you may now understand time management, resource management, labor cost, lack of efficiencies, lack of process, and you may have somebody there that you're paying for 4 hours extra out of the day that you maybe don't even need. You know what I mean? Which could calculate to a lot of money over a year's time, based off of something small, that a little glitch, a little control that you may not know you don't have a grasp of. But
cats are out there doing the math on how to get 2 vans. We're doing the math on how to get rid of a van.
Yeah. It's looking at business from a different direction. But again, if you don't have your business in control in the first place, you wouldn't be able to say, okay, let's go lean, because it would be great to be able to take a summer off and be at the point where it's just like, okay, if you want me to work in the summer, car needs to be in a temperature controlled environment. You know what I mean? Like, we'll go to you, because those type of cars, you're not washing those type of cars.
No.
Those type of cars, you're not putting water on those type of cars. That wouldn't be a bad idea to go forward with setting a goal for, okay, only concourse level, only, you know what I mean? Only vintage classics, or only collection vehicles. Collection vehicles only in the summertime,
Oh, we go.
And maintenance, of course, I wouldn't drop off my maintenance. Can't maintenances. We love you, maintenance.
Or we could make it so we're only doing what's inside this bag could do. Whatever goes in this bag, if we need something more, we're not doing it.
That's all you have to do when you do collection vehicles, guys. Because sometimes you're walking upstairs, Sometimes you're in elevators. Sometimes you can't take a rig into, you know what I mean?
Can't show with buckets.
Yeah, we're definitely not showing up with buckets. You know, that's the type of work that we've seen it all. We've truly seen it all in the detailing world, which I'm very, very grateful for, because I know some guys there's guys that have been working for a long time that want to get to the level of doing those type of vehicles because they truly love those type of cars. It's like, we like the cars, but
I don't love no cars.
yeah, like the business. If you guys know us, you would know that the business is more important than the vehicles to us. You know what I mean? Like, not saying the care that we put into it. We're saying our love and our passion for business is greater than the love for any vehicles.
Right. Yeah, I'm not passionate of talking about detailing that car or driving that car.
Yeah,
I'm not.
It's nice seeing them.
It doesn't excite me.
Yeah, we can appreciate the craftsmanship. We can appreciate the design. We could appreciate a lot of the innovations in cars, you know, what we see. But it's nothing though that we don't get excited. Like, oh man, I got it. You know, like.
Put it this way: detailing, to be bluntly, bores me. It absolutely bores me talking and hearing about all these different products.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, I hate every single one of them.
He does. It's
you see this product, and I get it. We do, but we try to tell you what works best for us and what cuts time out from our life, makes our life easier.
Yeah.
But to simply try them out and hear, oh, you detailing, oh, what do you, it just bores me. Jesus, I ain't afraid to say it.
Yeah, technique is far more.
Oh man,
technique is far more important than tools. You know what I mean? Tools help you get to where you need to be, but when I say tools, I mean tools and products. They'll help you get where you need to be. Some of them, but there's very few that are like that makes a big difference opposed to that. You know what I mean? All wheel and tire cleaner, none of it is good enough in my opinion, unless we're talking acid. Your risk factor goes, you know what I mean, goes up. It's not good for your health. There's a lot of cons that come with that. You know what I mean? I don't recommend it for people who are like, you could mess them. You could cause a lot of damage that you probably can't pay for if you're messing with acid. So, always consult your distributor, always read directions, get guidance, whatever it is that you need, do that. So on the subject, do you think a lot of these products are the same? It's like cereal, right?
Yes.
What are the big cereal?
Kellogg's,
Post, General Mills,
right?
There's only a few, right?
Yes.
And then you got all these, all the generic ones at the store. Yes. And then you look at them, and it's from General Mills. It's from, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or you go to Costco. You see something that's obviously a competitor of so and so. You know what I mean? And then you see where they're made, or you find a kind of source where they're from. There's, a lot of that's public information, so you just have to know how to track it. And turns out, okay, well, this is actually Energizer, their batteries, whatever. You know what I mean? Or their butter is Kerrygold, But you guys gotta understand.
There's like three main suppliers out there.
Yeah, it's just like any, I don't know why people assume that the detailing industry is any different than any other business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's enterprise and there's commercial,
you see how much dish soap is on the shelf?
Yes.
There's so many different dish soaps on the shelf for your dishes.
Yes.
They pretty much all do the same thing. There's one better than another. I'm sure there's one better than another.
And one factory could be making all of them.
Yes.
So instead of trying to find all these different variables for the best whatever, why don't you find a trusted distributor or a trusted mentor or try to find just one person on YouTube that tells you everything that you need to, you know what I mean?
Dissect it.
That you could trust. Like, there's way more value in that than sitting and wasting your time saying, oh, is this one better than this one? And then watching people argue about whatever. Just find someone you trust and say, okay, well, everything this person says so far has been right. That's what I did. Like the rag company was like that for me. They like I was tired of seeing all these people compare all these and these rinse tests like over, and it's just like, geez. It's like, this is just okay, whatever. Oh, the sealant's no longer there. Did you expect it to be there? They all underperform. They hardly ever outperform. It's like
a lot of them are the same. Just the same.
Yeah.
Same, different label on it. That's cool. That's cool.
But you got to understand.
That's why it bores me.
A lot of these guys showing this stuff, they're trying to sell it. They're trying to make money. And is there a problem with that? Do you find a problem with that?
No.
I don't see a problem.
I don't.
A lot of guys have a lot of problems with this lately because I've been getting calls and DMs and stuff like, hey man, this person is doing this and this. Is this true? And a lot of this stuff, I don't even have an opinion on because I don't even care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It bores me enough to not even care a little bit.
It's just like, if you guys are worried about that type of stuff in your business, you guys are worried about a lot of the wrong things. You're wasting a lot of your time in mental capacity on some stuff that is irrelevant to your business.
Cats out there really getting upset that that you have to use a polish or this type of polish. People get really upset.
Yeah, there's a lot of beef out there with a lot of these cats, man. It's crazy because it's like some of them don't care. Some of them just like to, push buttons.
I get it. Yeah. People are really passionate about it. I get it. Like, I'm not.
And then there's other people that are like crying, like, oh, we gotta love one another. It's just like,
in a perfect world. This ain't perfect world.
Like,
everything bad got problems.
To me, I don't care. It's some of it I find funny. Some of it I find humorous. Others are just flat out cold. Some of them are just like, they didn't have to do my mans like that. But there's some, and you'll never know whose side we're on or whatever, because we're not gonna pick one because we don't care. We just don't care enough. Like, our business is doing our business. Like, we're not gonna make a video saying, hey, you need to do this or you're not doing this. I don't care what you do. If you're getting money and you're doing it and you're honest with it and you feel good about it, hey man, go on.
If you're getting money and you don't do what we do, cool.
Yeah.
But if you ain't getting money.
Yes. Yeah. Nobody likes anybody throwing salt in the game in any way. You know what I mean? Sure. It's like, you're making us all look bad. You know what I mean? We don't want none of that. But also understand that there's other people in this industry getting money different ways. We were lucky enough to have a discussion with the seasoned YouTuber early in this. So we kind of, not only to set expectations as far as what we want to do in the direction of the channel, but also he showed us how to kind of observe people in a different way to see, okay, well, is this person just an affiliate pusher? Is this person just a tester? Is this person there's different types of capital to be made, not only from the social media side, but from the detailing industry in general. There's some guys that are DIYers that are getting paid. They're not, there's guys out there that are staging stuff. You know what I mean? And it's entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these guys I question, I'm like, I don't even know if this is real. Because
scripted or whatever, there's just like, well, he's in a position where he could do it like that. So
yeah.
Better be scripted. I mean, I'd rather be scripted if I'm making money that way.
And I think people take things way too personal. And it's just,
for sure,
things change. And unfortunately, our industry, in my opinion, it's starting to kind of become like the fitness industry, in the sense that there's a lot of gimmicks out there. A lot of, you know what I mean? Like, how many water spot removers are there out there that don't actually remove water spots? Like,
all of them.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much anything that says water spot remover doesn't really remove water unless it's acid. You know what I mean? Unless it's acid based.
But even acid.
Oh yeah, depending on what type of water spot it is, how long it's been there, also, and the material it's on. But yeah, it's there's a lot of gimmicks out there. People don't know what to expect, what's real, what's not, who's telling the truth, who's not. There's a few people out there that really do tell the truth. That they're just like, yo, these guys are out here just doing this, just doing that. But there's people making money other ways, guys. So don't take it to heart when you see one detailer saying something about another detailer or this or that, whatever. It's, some guys are not in it to do certain things. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason to hate on one another. You know what I mean? Like, if you're holding it down what you're doing, what are you worried about? Like, let them do whatever they're doing.
I don't promote hating.
Yeah.
But some of that hating is funny.
Yeah. It is fun. It's entertaining. It's entertaining. So, enough of these detailer beefs. But on the subject of honesty, we're going to go into a clip here. This clip is by Jimbo with the Auto Detailing Podcast. The more I watch Jimbo, the more I like him. I've been listening and watching Jimbo since I first started. And when I first listened to Jimbo, I was like, oh man, this guy's kind of a jerk. You know what I mean? Not that he didn't say anything. It just kind of sounded like but I get the same thing. But the more you know Jimbo, he's straightforward. He just doesn't like to beat around the bush. And the more I watch Jimbo and the more I understand his personality, the more I like him. On another podcast or somewhere, I forgot, Eddie had him on, or somebody had him on their podcast, Jamie. They were talking, and he was at one of those things where they invite the social media influencers. And my man came out with the hitter questions, put some cats on the spot. Like, so people were like, yo, he kind of came off a little bit. You know what I mean?
The game's missing.
Yeah,
he get it. What the game is missing.
And now he wants. He's in the works of launching his new line.
Good for him. Yes, sir.
And he did a lot of white label work and a lot of consulting, and he's done a lot of stuff. He's worked with a lot of other brands, so he knows what's in the game, what's going on. He's trying to change some standards and change some things because he comes from a mobile detailer, Southern California. Built his, career off of that. Started going into the media stuff and getting bigger, and you know what I mean. But he's passionate about the process itself. You know what I mean. He's like, I know things could be easier than this, and now that he's been in the game for a little bit with chemistry, he's like, I think it's time for me to flip it on these cats and make the stuff out there that's not there. You know what I mean. That I know can be made. Mm-hmm. So he's going to talk right now about honesty in the industry.
Had conversations with Bob at PNS, and he's like, our core business is, having the truck out on the road and servicing car washes and dealerships and all that, similar to Coates Products down here. And the Randy Doyle collection and all that is great. He goes, honestly, we're okay at, but we're not great at, is ceramics. And that to me is the best possible thing that PNS could do, honestly, is to be honest, which is another thing that so many brands don't do, so many YouTubers don't do. They're not honest. They're not honest with it. They're not honest about their product. Even when they're telling you directly to the camera or to your face that they're being honest, they're not being honest. And so I don't know why that drives me nuts so bad of like, one, we don't have to accept the way things are. And two, look, everyone knows what products suck. And no one knows it more than the person that got swooned by a YouTuber, or swooned by the guy talking at the booth at SEMA about the product, telling it how it is, or swooned by the retailer trying to pump it only to realize that the product sucks. I mean, no one knows more.
Man, just put it on him.
Damn.
You just put it on him.
Well, when I hear that, it's just refreshing because we have these conversations.
Yes.
Daily. So when you hear that, it's like, yeah, cool.
And
it's gonna piss a lot of people off.
Oh yes.
But good.
Some of these brands are not being honest. But what's new? You think there was gonna be an exception because you're in this industry, that there's not gonna be people trying to scam you and there's not gonna be people trying to make money off you? Like, that's a society we live off of. We live based on business, like competition. Like, that's the American way. That's
our economy. That's how it works. So don't get mad when people are, you know what I mean? Like, you can get mad, but that's just your opinion. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, that's your view on something. And everybody's gonna have their views on business, marketing. What's like when they say, oh, they're a cutthroat businessman, or they're ruthless. You know what I mean? It's just like that. To me, that means that they're probably good. They're persistent. They're good. They're disciplined. They're on point. They're not missing a step. They have everything thought out, calculated, and they're better than you. Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me.
When they hear this guy don't fuck around.
Yeah. There's always going to be somebody that comes through and that's going to, you know what I mean? And that's been, Turtle Wax was that person at one time. Add it to perspective, Turtle Wax was on top at one time. McGuire's was on top at one time.
Starter was on top at one time.
Yes. Yep. Adidas was on top at one time. Competition is always going to be there. So all of these things, guys, I mean, it's part of the evolution of everything, of business, of culture, of technology. I've been through 2 rounds of big generational jumps in occupations that I've had. You know, in photography, the age of film to digital, and then also in DJing from vinyl to digital. And those are 2 big dramatic progressions where consumers at the time, like, there's not very many people that know black and white chemistry, exposure, printing, finishing, you know, toning, as well as measurement and framing, you know, and lighting for like gallery work. That used to be something special. Now anybody can pick up an iPhone and be a photographer and get legit work and have good quality photos and have a business and be considered an artist. Mm-hmm. Same thing with DJ. Anybody that had a laptop, before you used to have collections of vinyl that accumulated, and then somebody just comes in with a laptop, you gotta adjust. You got to adjust.
That like part of DJ was find the record, right? Find the dope record. Now you just download it.
Now we're in an age where the accessibility used to be a lot harder to get detailing products. Now you could go anywhere and get detailing products and get good, decent, better quality than you were able to before. You know what I mean? Before you would have to go to, you'd have to go to a specialty store like PNS and everything was behind the counter. Everything was professional use, high concentrate, like shop use type of stuff. Now you have just detail shops that have really good stuff. And
Home Depot.
Yeah, you could go to Home Depot and, and do some damage, You
got everything there, generator, everything.
You can lock everything down. But as far as making money on different levels, and you got to start. Everybody got to start somewhere. Just try to do it the best that you can. And there's so many different types of detailers too, man. Like people get mad when like the car wash guys call themselves detailers.
Yeah, people get upset over that too.
They get really upset. Really upset.
Like, I guess we're not talking about the art form when we're talking majority of the time.
It's like, let's put it this way. It's like when girls say, "Oh, I'm a model." It's like, you an Instagram model?
Yes.
Are you a high fashion editorial magazine runway model?
Yeah.
Like what type? Like there's two different types of models out there.
I understand
I understand both.
It's a thing.
Both.
It's a thing. I get it.
Yeah. But there's
a lot of money from it.
Yeah. But some guys get offended when you're like, yo, he's not detailing, he's washing a car.
Or how about
that's kind of one of the steps included in detail. But my man just kind of pushing it with that name, you know what I mean? Some of them.
Like when people that get the name doctor, you automatically think they're surgeon.
Oh,
like they're not doctor
they
of
just have their
medical.
They just have their doctorate. But the little beefs are funny. I dig the beefs back and forth because
it sounds too.
Yeah. It's never gonna win.
Right. Who's better, LeBron or Jordan? That's never gonna be one.
Even if there's even if there's technical evidence that one is better than the other, that other person ain't gonna. It's like, you know what I mean? There's no. I don't know. I guess it's a good conversation piece.
It can be.
You know what I mean?
It can be.
Yeah, that's when you don't stir up at at an event.
Yeah, that's why I just listen to the comments.
Oh, the comments are wild.
Also on those beefs, people just like to co-sign.
Oh yeah,
They just like to co-sign on something. Like they got a little more relationship with someone, so they just co-sign.
I see that a lot too. They like riding the little coattails a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like it's like, all right, player, you ain't got to do all that. I see you. I see where you. I see people do it to us. Hey, man, did I screenshot you that one the other day?
Which one?
For this DM, it says, "Hey, bro, follow back." And I'm looking at him like, who is this? It's a detailer. And then he goes, "Don't lose a fan."
So you're not really a fan then.
I said, what? I said, I looked at it and go, look at it. I put it, I had to do one of these. I said, did I just read that?
Don't lose
I'm like,
a
did I
fan.
just read that? I'm like, so I said, excuse me? And then after that, there was no response. But I was going to say, is that how you address someone? So you're going to threaten to unfollow me. Unfollow me. I don't care. Like,
That's funny.
all of our students, all the alumni, we follow those guys for progression, support, tips.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that we share, and we have, you know what I mean? We have those
we
have a private chat. Yeah, because those guys are, you know what I mean? Like, we know those guys personally, you know, and then all the guys that are local to us, we know basically, we follow a lot of the guys that we know personally, or that we've communicated with, that we've talked with, that we know on a real level. You know what I mean? There's just so many people in the industry where it's like, okay, to follow every single one, it's like, I don't want to confuse people for other people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I want to, you know, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I think everybody has, and I think people will have problems with their social media also in their businesses because they don't know how to separate their personal stuff from the business stuff, and they take things personal, and then you can make yourself look really bad.
That's a risk you take when you do those things.
Uh-huh.
It could be done, but it's really wasteful.
I've seen guys that get drunk. Have you seen those? Like,
Yes.
I've seen a few guys got drunk, and I'm just like, that ain't a good look. That ain't a good look.
I seen a few guys.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like, yo, that's.
I seen a few guys where you gotta go give them some milk. I seen a few guys going live.
Yeah, it's
live.
just
Like, man, that man needs some milk over there. Well, at that point, I don't want to hear anything about any bad client.
no.
You do stuff like that, like I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah. There's absolutely.
I don't want to hear nothing about the dude didn't pay. I'll be like, well, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear like, oh man, I almost got shot. I don't want to hear nothing. You doing stuff like that? No, like you're gonna expect to have those.
Yeah. Oh, you know, your clientele is a reflection of you and your business.
There's a lot of these detailers too, where I'm just like, man, this dude could maybe needs to spend time being a comedian.
Oh yeah, there's some funny cats out there. My man Krispy Kreme, like Krispy Kreme.
Man, some of those
shout out to
have me
Krispy
rolling,
Kreme.
man.
Oh man, Krispy Kreme has me dying. Krispy Kreme.
It's funny. With the dudes that work in the hood and they know they're working the hood and they know how funny it is and they do it real nice like that.
Yeah.
That is heck of funny.
Yeah.
That is real funny. The guys that know their environment.
Yeah, it's funny. There's ways to get out of that, guys. It's not like you're stuck in that. And most of the time, we just don't know how to get out of there. You know what I mean?
Some people don't want to.
Yeah, some people don't want to.
Some people don't want to.
You know what I mean? If you're comfortable there, but most detailers want to grow in a sense of better clientele. Maybe your location or for any business, you should be thinking about this.
Yeah.
Okay, in which direction do I want my business to grow?
I guess as a business owner, quality of life should always be at the top somewhere, in the top tier.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
it has to be. It has to be.
What am I doing to make my quality of life better?
Yeah, and we service all types of clientele. You know, we we're pretty picky on the jobs that we do. Now it's more about the rapport and the relationship with the client. If something's not, it's not even about the car, the job, or the money. It's more about, are we going to have a good business relationship here? Mm-hmm. Is this going to work for both of us? Everyone going to be pleased? Can we deliver? Can they be trusted? All these things are more important than those other factors. It's a very good place to be in a business where you're able to kind of pick and choose off of that instead of, because I remember at a point where there was jobs that were this amount of money and that amount of money, and you're just like, okay, well, I gotta take this bigger one. Like, it's dumb not to. You know what I mean? And sometimes they're sacrificing stuff. Maybe I gotta call that client, reschedule something or whatever. But at that time you need it, but you have to know, you gotta have good customer service to be able to move something, keep the experience intact because you're causing an inconvenience, but there's ways to do it. The way it's all about the approach, your language.
How many times have you had to pass out on bigger money and take smaller money because you knew?
Oh, a lot.
That's something.
There's times where I'm like,
people don't talk about.
Yeah, there's times where
when you're first starting out.
Oh yeah, there's times where it's like, I don't care what I'm about to sacrifice. I will call in from my other job,
right?
Or if I gotta quit today, because I know an interview when I see one.
Right.
I could tell on the phone when a certain client calls me, a certain type of client, they want something done. It's in the way that they're not only getting their point across and their needs across, but if they're excited, the way that you're communicating with them and the way that you're serving them, you already know this is going to be a good partnership. This is somebody who values what I'm doing. This is somebody that knows that we are someone that's important to him. He cares that much to sit there, take the time out of his day to do that. And a lot of these clients, it's not like the detailers at the top of their list. Some of our collection clients, first of all, they're not driving their cars all the time. And secondly, these are busy people, extremely busy people. Those are the relationships that where you said, have you ever sacrificed anything to, when I know I'm gonna lock down one of those, I'm clearing the schedule, I'm doing whatever I gotta do, everything is gonna be on point. Our standards are already there. Fresh legs, clear mind, everything's ready to go. That's how focused I am on those days. We don't leave until everything is locked down. And sometimes those clients want to sit and talk with us. That's another area. It's like, you sit and talk, I'll sit and talk for 20, 30 minutes, an hour. Oh, we're going to be there for a minute if they want to talk.
Hey, side note, that's information that we keep track of that a lot of folks don't. Like, we could get done with a detail, let's say, an hour and 30 minutes. However, we know we've been times to an extra hour, 2 hours and 30 minutes, and that's all predicated on the client.
Yeah.
That's all factored into the scheduling. Well, we get done right here, but this guy likes to talk for an hour.
Yeah.
So that's factored into the scheduling.
Yeah, it definitely has to be. Because there's about 4 or 5 clients that I know right now, if they call us up and we schedule with them,
it could
we
be
allocate
a 30-minute job, and we have
it could be there for 3 hours. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's how it goes.
And those clients like us. We're chosen for a reason to be there. It's like maybe getting your hair cut from a barber that's maybe funny, or somewhere where you're just like, man, I like going to this guy because this guy brings something else to the table. You know what I mean? Or for instance, I'd rather choose that real estate agent. She might be better looking. You know what I mean? That's the only factor.
That's a tiebreaker? That comes down to a tiebreaker. She was prettier. That can indeed be a tiebreaker, right? That's all I had to go out. They were exact the same.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be something that small, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, how come you didn't pick that person? He had dirty shoes.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick anybody with dirty shoes.
Yep.
People like that.
Yeah. Oh, he spilled coffee on his chest. He might be a little clumsy. I go. This one's a little bit sharper over here.
It happens. That's how it works.
Yeah. People make decisions off of all types of things.
I got shut down because I had a little stain on my shirt.
Yeah. And with our clients, I think there's kind of an interview process for both of us now. When we go to a new client, it's like we're really feeling the client out. It's no longer, and we can almost tell too if the client's going to mesh well, because sometimes the client has to, when you have so much control of the business, sometimes the client has to adjust to you. Like when we tell a client we're going to be here at a certain time, if we're there, there's not a lot of grace period. We're going to call the client, we're going to knock at the door, there's steps that we take. And then, there's been times where we leave the client, you know what I mean? And they're not allowed to contact us for X amount of time, or, you know what I mean? Or we take a deposit from that point on with those clients. We don't have to take deposits. It was never something that we ever did unless it's a job over a certain amount of value outside of our service area. Car, even us having certain rules, the car needs to be backed into the driveway, car seats need to be removed, personal items need to be removed. If those things aren't done, that's all been communicated prior.
It's give and take. I mean, there's certain expectations on both sides.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Some clients say during this time you come 7, during this time you come 8 o'clock. Show up at 8 o'clock, and we all got different demands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. No, there's no harm, no foul. Nobody's to blame. No one. Before, I think I used to take it a little personal. Like when someone be like, "Hey, Joel, we're no longer gonna take care." And luckily, the ones last year.
Thank you.
Whew, man, talk about making commitments that you possibly didn't see all the way through. Like, we've learned now how to do maintenance.
Remember the truck one that we had to do at 2 o'clock every 2 weeks, and there was always he moved. My man moved.
It was that was challenging.
Drop off this year.
Yeah.
This past year.
Yeah, and a lot of them were inconvenient for us. So, and we never drop off first of all, we're really strategic with the ones we take on. And the ones we do take on, the schedule is all on our terms. So we're able to group them however we want en route. So it's efficient, profitable, and it works for us. And it makes sense.
And most of the time, it gets uncomfortable. Like, they can't hold their end of the bargain up. And kind of like there's no very little room on the schedule to make any accommodations.
Yeah. So that's that. So that wraps it up for this one.
Cool. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We'll give you guys a recap of the training. We'll keep you updated on our 2024. Also, we're going to have a big announcement coming up soon. Something really exciting we got coming up. And that one is going to help everybody's game. So we're excited. It's something we got to keep under wraps for now. We're in the research and development stages. But we'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, share for the best detailing tips. For Sal and Joel with details, we'll catch you guys on the next one.